What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel. How we all doing? Just doing a wee match reaction to the Celtic and Stuttgart match that was just on the television there. Celtic played really well. Celtic were actually a lot better than I thought they were going to be. Put it that way, I thought we were going to get a wee bit of down tonight, but it turned out that Celtic performed pretty decent. I thought that the defence was excellent, to be honest. I mean, I thought that Dane Murray was really good. I thought that Austin Trusty was really good. And I thought that Sriracha was excellent. And see, to be honest with you, there wasn't really a bad kind of pass mark on the pitch. Even Rio Hutati, who I'm obviously very, very critical of. I can't really say that Rio Hutati had a bad game today. He done all right, you know what I mean? He didn't give the ball away too much. He didn't foul too much like he usually does. So, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm pretty happy with the performance. Obviously, I would have loved to have maybe nicked another goal in the first half to see if we could actually really put them under pressure. But I mean, to go to Stuttgart and win 1-0 is an amazing result. Under any other circumstances, that would be celebrated. Do you know what I mean? But unfortunately, tonight, it was just a bit of consolation, unfortunately. But Celtic, I thought were excellent. I really do. I mean, I thought that Dysmaida got in some really good positions. Unfortunately, just couldn't take them, man. And that's the kind of difference, isn't it? You know what I mean? Dysmaida doesn't really take his chances in the situations where he really needs to. You know what I mean? And pretty disappointing. Like I said, the first half when the ball came in, and he swung at it and totally kind of missed the ball. I think he scraped the ball, but he didn't get any kind of good connection on it whatsoever. And to me, a top striker does get good connection on that, and that's why Dysmaida can't really complain about no leaving Celtic for Wolfsburg in the summer, because tonight was his chance to show that, you know, he should be playing at that level and stuff. But Dysmaida is no technically good and never has been technically good. He had a fantastic end of the season last season where he won Player of the Year and that, but I mean, I'm not happy with his performance as in technical wise. I mean, he worked his socks off tonight. Nobody can say that Dysmaida's not trying for Celtic, because he is. But I mean, again, he had a couple of chances tonight. That one in the second half, late on in the second half, you know, where he's through on goal and he kind of just dilly-dallies and the boy gets a fantastic tackling. Again, if you're a top striker and you're in top form, you're sticking that away, man. You know what I mean? You are sticking that away. That's no even... The defender's not getting a chance to come in there whatsoever, if that is a top striker. But Dysmaida's not a top striker, as we know. But I mean, all in all, the performance was decent. What's happening, Colin? How you doing, mate? All in all, like I said, performance decent. Callum McGregor had a really good game. And then we've got to talk about the goalkeeper. Sinisalo had a decent game. You know what I mean? He wasn't really called into action too much, I wouldn't say. But what he did, you know, when he was called upon it, he did do well. He had a couple of, you know, blocks and stuff. And I thought that tonight the Celtic defence blocked everything really, really well. Very little did Stuttgart get, a shot on and goal on Sinisalo. And he kept a clean sheet and everything done well, you know what I mean? David, I wish I hadn't watched that, Jamie. It's kind of giving me the fear for Sunday. Why, mate? Is it because... Why would that give you the fear? Does it not give you a bit of confidence? I was actually thinking that performance tonight, is it not give you a bit of confidence? Or are you thinking of maybe it's a bit of false hope? Do you know what I mean? Because I've obviously performed pretty decent tonight, and then it'll be like a nightmare on Sunday because it's kid is a bit of hope. Is that what you mean? I can kind of get that, David, to be honest, mate. But I mean, I think it's kid as it's like proving your point in it. But I mean, it has given me a wee bit of hope for Sunday. And you know, these players that played tonight, do you think any of them staked a claim to start on Sunday? I think that Sinisalo will start on Sunday now, I really do. I'm glad that he played Sriracha because, I mean, he had a decent game tonight. Well, see, it's got to be tough, innit? It's got to be tough, man. You'd imagine Kieran Tierney will come back into the side on Sunday, but then who does he drop? Does he drop Dane Murray and play Kieran Tierney at centre half? Or does he drop Sriracha, who was excellent tonight as well? I mean, I thought Dane Murray played pretty well tonight. That's the best I've seen Dane Murray play. Oh, Rangers fan. Sorry, David. Sorry, mate. Sorry. That's good. I wouldn't give you the fear for that tonight, mate. I mean, the thing is, the pressure was off Celtic the night. It has gave me a wee bit of confidence as a Celtic fan. I mean, but I mean, the pressure was off Celtic tonight. Really, it's a kind of free hit to just go and stake a claim for Sunday, mate. To be honest with you, the pressure's going to be completely different in that cauldron on Sunday. It's not going to be anywhere near the type of game, but I mean, aye, I'm glad that that's done that to you, though. You know what I mean? From a Celtic point of view, it's made you think, oh, maybe they're Celtic aren't as bad as I think they are. I mean, and I think that's the thing with it's just this season, mate. This season, mental. Celtic get beat out of Hibs at home. You know what I mean? And then they go and beat Stuttgart away from home. It's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. You know what I mean? You go and beat fourth in the Bundesliga, Stuttgart, 4 days after you get beat out of Hibs at home. I mean, this season is just nuts, man. Absolutely nuts. But I mean, it was an interesting game tonight. McGregor, like I say, I think McGregor played well. McCown, I don't really think McCown staked a claim tonight, to be honest. To be on the team, Rio Hatate, be interesting to see if he plays on Sunday. I thought he did play all right tonight. But will he, he's had too many bad games for me over the season. But will he decide to play him on Sunday? It's going to be interesting to see who plays on Sunday. I think Benjamin Negrin will start. Obviously, he came on the night and stuff. Tenecti came on. Yang starting. It was going to be really interesting to actually see who starts on Sunday because, I mean, that is really a toss-up. I think that Benjamin Negrin will start. Obviously, Callum McGregor. The guys that will definitely start are Benjamin Negrin, Callum McGregor, Liam Scales. See, apart from that, Araho, right? Araho will start. So, Negrin, McGregor, Araho, and Negrin, McGregor, Araho, and Scales will start, and Tierney will start. So 5 out the 11 will start for definite. Austin Trusty is out. Don't know if he'll go Hatate. Don't know if he'll go Bernardo. Don't know if he'll go Tenecti. Don't know if he'll go Yang. So there is loads of kind of positions up for grabs for Sunday. Staking a claim tonight, I think Sinisalo and I think Sriracha. So I would really honestly say I would prefer to see Kieran Tierney at centre half on Sunday alongside Liam Scales, which a lot of I was going to say a lot of kind of managers don't like to left footed, but Trusty and Scales are both left footed, aren't they? So there's no reason why you couldn't play Kieran Tierney in there. Was impressed with defence. Me too, mate. Me too. But obviously Liam Scales will come back in for Sunday. There won't be Dane Murray. Obviously Austin Trusty's out. I'd be surprised if it was Murray and Scales, but then again, would I? I wouldn't really. I wouldn't really. I think it could be the back four on Sunday. Really could be Tierney, Scales, Murray, and Araho. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. And I think Sinisalo will start. But then you're changing the team all up again, aren't you? You know what I mean? You're changing the team all up again a few days after you have a really good result in Europe and that. But then again, you've got to play your best players, man. That's the thing. You've got to play your best team, your best players. So it's going to be interesting, man. I really am interested in the Celtic team on Sunday to see who starts. Rangers team on Sunday, I think that picks itself, if I'm being honest. I really do. I mean, well, apart from right back, I think will he play Tav, will he play Sterling? He seems to prefer Sterling, doesn't he? In goals, it'll be obviously Butland. And then your right back, I would say he'll probably play Sterling, then he'll play Fernandes and Suter as your two centre halves, and he'll play, I was going to say Romans or Migoma. He likes Migoma as well, didn't he? Could be probably Romans, though. And then, in midfield, there'll be Raskin. There'll be a Diamande. Mikey Moore will play, definitely. I think that Gassama will play, and I think that the boy in the middle of the park, his name escapes me, he'll play. The boy they just signed there, he'll play. But Mikey Moore, Gassama, and I think he'll go for Chermiti. I think he'll go for Chermiti, to be honest with you. I mean, that's the team I'd go for anyway. What's happening, Ben? What are you saying to it, mate? Nice to see you in the chat. Hello from Florida. Love it, man. Love it, mate. I take it it's nice and sunny out there at the moment, as it always is. Sunny Florida, man. Wow. Are you a football fan, Ben? Are you a fan of the old Scottish game, mate? Celtic, Rangers, anybody? But tonight's game was really, really good, and it's a wee bit of confidence for Sunday. I think that Maida probably will start with his performance tonight, to be honest, but I'd be happy to see Maida out the team. Again, I'd personally play Yang, Iheanacho, and I'd play Yang, Iheanacho, and Tonecti. Evening, Jamie, mate. Hope you're well. The mouth's better. The mouth is better, mate. I had got my tooth out yesterday, which was an interesting experience. The lassie was saying to me while she was pulling out the tooth, she was like, "Does that hurt?" And I was like, "Well, it doesn't. No hurt." And she's like, "Oh, it shouldn't hurt at all." And I was like, "Well, the pressure of it, you know what I mean? It's." And she's like, "Oh no, the pressure's normal and stuff like that." And then somebody's like that with a fucking pair of pliers at your tooth, man. Do you know what I mean? Like that. And I'm sitting, I'm going, see if she does the rag move here or something, or if this fucking numbness isn't working, man. I'm going to be in absolute excruciating agony in a second. So she's like, "Put your hand up if it's sore." And I was like, so, but she ended up getting most of it, but there is still a wee bit left to go, and I'm going to have to go and get fucking referred to some place in Glasgow to go and get it out properly, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. But apparently it could take 69 months for that to happen. So it's not as if it's going to be around the corner, but see, as long as the pain's away, she's giving me antibiotics. And the pain is mostly away today. It's still been a wee bit sore now again. I've had to take a couple of paracetamol and a couple of ibuprofen at certain points of the day, mate. But all in all, it's getting better, and it's been topped tonight with a very decent performance from Celtic in Europe. If only they could have done this kind of thing, you know, through this whole campaign. If Martin O'Neill had started this season, we'd be winning the league, and I'm pretty sure you'd agree with that, Tam. And I'm pretty sure as Rangers and Hearts and other fans would be agreeing with that because Martin O'Neill would just is a winning machine. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's going to be blips down the line and stuff because we've not got the best of squads in that, but. I mean, the guy can just churn out results, you know what I'm saying? And like tonight, for instance, away in Europe, if that's Wilfred Nonce or whatever, man, we're getting pumped. So, I mean, but aye, it's staked a wee claim for a lot of players tonight. And I really do believe that Sinisalo will start now. I think Sinisalo keeping a clean sheet in Germany will cement his place for a starting position on Sunday. Because he's been there before. He has been... he's been there before, Sinisalo. He played there at Ibrox. I can't remember, was it a 2 each game or something? I can't remember what game it was. It was the one where Suter scored the header, I'm sure. I think. I could be wrong, man. But there's that many Celtic Rangers games that I'd get mixed up. But Sinisalo has started at Ibrox before. So we'll see. We will see how it goes, man. He's not a messiah. How many times do I need to tell you? Was it no 1-1? No, mate, it was 1-0. It was 1-0 to the Celtic. They won away from home. They won away from home in Europe. As the fans were singing, "This is the day that we win away. We will rejoice and get mad with it. This is the day. This is the day that we win away." Unfortunately, it meant fuck all. I mean, at the end of the day, it was for pride. It was for pride, and it was for a bit of kind of confidence going into the rest of the season. Did they get a goal cut off? So they had a couple of goals cut off, mate, for offside, but they were both correct decisions. VAR done its job for a change in Europe. You know what I mean? No, like in Scotland, where it'd probably been fucking given. It'd probably be 2-1 to Stuttgart if that was in Scotland, right? You know what I mean? But hey, we got the correct decisions. Celtic won the match. Hopefully that will give Celtic and Celtic players a lot of confidence to go, you know what, we can win away from home in Europe, man. We can beat Feyenoord fucking in Europe. We can beat Stuttgart in Europe. How the fuck can we not beat Hibs at home? How can we not fucking, why are we narrowly beating Livingston and the fucking, at home and stuff like that in the last couple of minutes? Why are we narrowly beating Kilmarnock? You know, this is teams that we should be destroying. I mean, but we'll see. We'll see. Obviously, Rangers are still a really, really good team. I still think Rangers are big favourites for Sunday, particularly being in the cauldron at Ibrox. As I said last night on our podcast, Terrace TV Tick Talk Celtic podcast with Toby. As I said there, these games, when you go to Parkhead as a Rangers fan or you go to Ibrox as a Celtic fan, the fans are the 11th or the 12th man. Sorry, you know what I mean. That's how big a deal it is. You know what I mean. These you get confidence. A lot of these guys breed confidence off of the fans. You know what I mean. So, aye, man, I'm I'm no confident for Sunday whatsoever. I'm really no. I wish I was, but I never really am confident for these games. Although I was confident when we had Ange and we had players like Matt O'Reilly and Jota and Abada and fucking Kyogo and all that. We had all these, really, really good players. Right now, we've not got the kind of level of players at Celtic, unfortunately. So that is, it's a completely different ballgame. You're not getting in there with these kind of guys. You're getting in there with Tenetti, who's hit and miss, Yang, who's hit and miss, Iheanacho, who's hit and miss, Maida, who's hit and miss, you know. So that is a completely different ball game. I think Rangers are obviously in really decent form. I think that Gassama's a big threat for Rangers. If I was Gassama, I would be putting him on the left and I'd be going up against Araujo because for as good as Araujo has gone forward, and Araujo is a pretty decent defender as well, by the way. He's strong for a wee guy. You see that, and he's like in his 50-50. He's not at Araujo's no, he's not pulling out of anything. But when it comes to his strength, his biggest strength is obviously going forward. So if you're a Gassama, you're like, right, let's go at him. Let's go at him. Let's try and get in behind him because he always goes forward a lot. Even though the B man's quick and stuff. I mean, Gassama could probably cause Celtic a lot of problems if he's played correctly. Down the left hand side, it's going to be tough against Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney's a really, really good player. He's an experienced player now. He knows how to work these kind of games. He's played at Ibrox a lot of times now against Rangers. He's going to be vastly experienced in this kind of thing. So, I mean, Mikey Moore will probably be up against him or whatever. And then, listen, I just hope that Celtic perform better than they did the last time we were at Ibrox because that was one of the worst games I've ever seen in my life. Celtic were awful, absolutely awful. They didn't get a sniff that day. You know what I mean? Every single person to a man was absolutely bollocks that day. And Rangers battered Celtic. And it was a case of Rangers wanted it more. They wanted it more. In fact, was it not the last time Celtic played Ibrox, was it not in each game, but it was just fucking awful. Everybody was terrible. You know what I mean? But I mean, we'll see what happens, man. It needs to be a better game. I'm sure it will be of better quality this time at Ibrox. But that is a huge game. We'll be doing an Old Firm, if that's what you call it, or a Glasgow Derby, if that's what you call it, whatever fucking floats your boat these days. We'll be doing a special for that on Saturday. I'm not sure what time it yet, but me, Davey, and Corey will be on here talking about the big match, analysing what's going to be happening, what's going to be the biggest tussles. Obviously, I don't want to go on about it too much here in case you all hear it again on Saturday. If you all watch it again on Saturday, I don't want to go on about all the fucking, the biggest the biggest 1-to-1s on Sunday. One thing is, here's an obvious one though that I will say that every single time Celtic play Rangers these days, it is Callum McGregor v Nico Raskin a lot of the time. So that's going to be again a big match. A big matchup between the two. Will Maida play? Will Tavernier play? So obviously Tavernier Maida is a big rivalry that's been going on a good number of years now. Looking forward to the game on Sunday. Me too, Tam. Me too, mate. I'm looking forward to it in one hand, but on the other hand, I am also very, very apprehensive about what's going to happen. But one thing, I know you say Martin O'Neill's not the Messiah. I know he's not the Messiah, mate, but I mean, you've got to admit that he's made a massive difference to Celtic. Obviously, he's doing something right. When we're winning matches, whereas under Wilfred Noncy, we couldn't fucking buy a match. I think Wilfred Noncy will be the only manager in the world that actually do a bit of match fixing and lose. You know what I mean? But I mean, he has just obviously got something. When Martin O'Neill was on Talk Sport the other week, man, he was Simon Jordan was going, "What is it you've done differently? What do you think?" And he's like, "Honestly, don't know. Honestly, don't know." And Simon Jordan's like, "You do know? Why are you saying this? Well, obviously, you do know." And he's like, "No, honestly, I don't know." And obviously, he does know. Whatever it is he's doing is working. Because it's a brilliant result tonight. It really is. Do you think Celtic will pack the defence and be happy with a draw? I don't think that's Martin O'Neill or Celtic's way, mate. No, I really don't. I don't think that we can afford to have a draw. I think that draw's no good enough for Celtic, particularly if Hearts win on Saturday, which, by the way, might not happen. You know, I've done a video about that on TikTok and all these other places, Instagram and that, and particularly on TikTok, I was getting a wee bit kind of ridiculed. Hearts will obviously win that match, man. Like they've never seen Hearts get beat at St Mirren, like they've never seen Hearts get beat at fucking Rangers. You know what I mean? Like they've never seen Hearts getting fucking drawn with Dundee United at home and all that, you know what I mean? Alright, Aberdeen aren't in the best of form, but Hearts, the way this season's going, anything can happen. Anything. Don't care what anybody says. I think Hearts have got Livingston next week, is it? Hearts could be off Livingston. You know what I mean? Livingston just got a very hard fought draw against Rangers last week. Anything can happen in this league right now. Dundee have beat Celtic. Dundee have drew at Ibrox. Motherwell have drew against Rangers twice. Like I say, anything can happen in this league. Anything at all. And that's the exciting bit. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people are writing Celtic off at the moment. A lot of people are writing Hearts off at the moment. You know what I mean? They're thinking, the bubble will bust, the bubble will bust. I mean, it's not been the bubble's been busting for months now, and it's no bust. So I mean, there's still things going to happen in this fucking league, man. That's going to be unexpected. I really wish people would realise this and wake up to the fact that it's no done. Even after this weekend, if Hearts win and Celtic get beat, Celtic are now at the title race. We've still got a split to come. Hearts are still to play Motherwell. Hearts are still to play Celtic. Hearts are still to play Rangers. You know what I mean? It's all going to happen. It's still all going to happen. There's still going to be twists. There's still going to be turns. I just can't express that enough, man. But aye, man, it's been a good night tonight. Unfortunately, I don't really know if there's any much more football on tonight, is there really? I mean, obviously Rangers are out. I liked a wee Thursday night where you're sitting watching the Celtic or the Rangers game early, and then after that, you sit and watch them, like, you know, the Celtic or Rangers game at night. But unfortunately, I mean, Rory Hamilton mentioned it during the commentary of the day that the coefficient must be absolutely fucked for Scotland. Sorry, I mean, the performances for Scottish teams in Europe this season has been nothing short of ridiculous. Celtic, Rangers, Aberdeen have all been a fucking awful, like proper awful. Dundee United get papped out early after, you know, a pretty decent result and stuff. I mean, it's bollocks, man. And it's going to be a long time before Scotland recovers for this season. Even though it's been a very exciting Scottish Premiership, you can't honestly say that the standard's been good because it's just no. Look at Celtic and Rangers. Celtic and Rangers have been two of the worst Celtic and Rangers teams in any of our lifetimes, guys. It's been awful. I mean, we've had two of the worst managers of the club's history. Russell Martin is up there with one of the Rangers' worst ever managers, and Wilfred Nancy is Celtic's worst ever manager. So, and then Hearts have been churning out results now, but Hearts haven't been great. You know what I mean? If the person who wins the league this season has players like Frankie Kent and stuff like that, it's a bit fucking embarrassing, isn't it? You know what I mean? It really is. And I don't mean any disrespect to Frankie Kent, but I mean, he's terrible. He's not good enough. He's like a poor player. You know what I mean? And there's loads of like players. Put it this way, for a Celtic and Rangers point of view, how many of the Hearts players are you actually taking in your team? Even though they might go on and win the league here. You know what I mean? I think maybe I'd take Halkett and I'd take Shankland. See, apart from that, man, Cammy Devlin, man, I wouldn't be taking him in the Celtic team because he's had one half good season. I wouldn't be taking Stuart Finlay because he's had one half good season. Harry Milne's no good. Biringime's a decent player, but is he what I would take in the Celtic jersey? Probably not. I'd take Shankland, I'd take Halkett. Apart from that, man, the goalie probably. I mean, Swallow. I know that he gets. Is it Swallow or Swallow? He gets a lot of criticism of Hearts fans saying he's not good enough in that. But I mean, I think he's done a terrific job keeping Craig Gordon out of the team. For starters, is a good fucking thing. So, aye, man, it's crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Anybody got any more kind of comments they want to make before I pack it in? Before I shoot the craw and go and watch some SVU or something? You know what I'm saying? Maybe go and watch some Law and Order Special Victims Unit. Anybody watches that, good on you. If you've never seen it, go and get it watched, man. It's class. Well, up until the 11th or 12th season, or I don't know if it's that far, but Detective Stabler, when he leaves, it gets a bit shit. But, you know, it's still watchable. Why am I talking about detective shows in a football podcast? I'm sorry, guys. I digress, as they say. I digress. But you know what I mean? This is the end of the Europa League stage at this point. Obviously, there's going to be a draw soon. I think it might potentially be tomorrow. Champions League is obviously draws getting done soon and stuff like that. Exciting times. We'll get exciting times in England with their title fight. You know what I mean? I personally think Man City will go and do it. I think they'll beat Arsenal for the title. I think that Tottenham have got a right good chance of going down. Ibrox, we will lose. I hope you're wrong, sir. I really hope you're wrong. But I keep up the good work, mate. Oh, thanks very much, David. You're a legend, mate. You're a legend. So many nice comments these days, man. It's getting to a point where I think the podcast is getting kind of somewhere a wee bit now. You know what I mean? Obviously, we're never going to be. I don't think we'll ever be open goal, selling out hydros and stuff. But I mean, to even get guys like yourself, David, and Tam and stuff, and you know, there's a few other guys on TikTok, Stu and stuff like that, who enjoy the podcast and that, and just to even get a handful of people enjoying it, man, is what I do it for. So I'm glad that you enjoy it, brother. I'm glad, I really am. I really appreciate you coming on and getting your comments, mate, and taking an interest in what we've got to talk about. I hate the Celtic team. Why do you hate the Celtic team, mate? You said you know, you're kind of talking there as if you are a Celtic fan. So why would you hate the Celtic team? We've just, I know, I don't think you've worded it properly, is what I'm trying to say. I don't think you hate the Celtic team. I don't think you enjoy watching this particular team. I don't think you hate Celtic. Like, you basically came across it as if you hate Celtic, mate, and I know that that's probably not what you mean. But that's the thing. We need more with the three of you. Okay, mate, I'll keep that in mind. Always here for hear ideas, mate. I'll try and get it organised then, mate, at least once a week. It's hard for us all to get kind of together and stuff. You know, we're always busy and stuff. I asked Corey to jump on tonight, but he was eating his dinner and he's a lazy bugger, so he might jump on with 5-10 minutes to go here, but I doubt it. But I mate, I'll keep that in mind. It means nothing. What the win tonight, I know it means nothing, mate, but a win's a win. I'm pretty sure you said this the last, or did you say Miovski, Tam? 3-1 Rangers at weekend, Chormitty double, Mikey Muir screamer, heard it here first. I'm pretty sure you said Miovski would score a couple of goals the last time, was it no? And I said Chormitty should start. Mikey Muir for screamer. Could be, mate. Could be. I think Mikey Muir is a kind of screamer, isn't he? I hate this Celtic team. I haven't watched in 7 months. Wow, mate. Right, so for starters, right, if you've not watched Celtic in 7 months, you're not a Celtic fan. Right? I'm sorry, mate, but you're not a Celtic fan. If you turn around and say you hate the Celtic team, you've not watched in 7 months, I'm sorry to say, mate, I don't think you're much of a football fan. If you're thrown in a towel 7 months ago at a team that you didn't really rate or whatever, because you know you're thrown in the towel because you don't really rate them, I'm sorry, mate, that you're not really a football fan or a Celtic fan. If I'm being honest, mate, I don't want to be cheeky to you, but I mean, every club, every fan base goes through a rough period where they don't particularly rate their team and stuff like that. But if you throw in the towel at that point, you're not really a fan. I got me Oski and Chormitty mixed up last time, but I was spot on. Apart from fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I hope you're wrong this time, Tam boy. I really do, mate. I hope you're wrong about this, because I think if Rangers win 3-1 on Sunday, it was going to be really difficult for Celtic to get back in the title race. But as I said earlier on, it's not over. It's not over. It's not really an opinion. It's not really an opinion you've got. Football is life. It's what you've done, mate, is you've flung in the towel because you've seen a team that you don't rate. And it's not an opinion. What you've done is Aye, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Corey, if you're watching this, jump on the new then, mate. I've just seen your message. What should I watch that team? The board has the well, yes, actually, yes, mate. What should I watch that team when the board has destroyed it? Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. It's what you do as a supporter or a fan. You stick with your club through thick and thin, mate. You know what I mean? It's like, but see, at the end of the day, like I say, mate, I really don't think you're a Celtic fan because I have seen terrible Celtic teams in my life, right? Terrible Celtic teams. And there's no one single thing that could make me go, you know what, I'm not watching them anymore. I can't, I would take a lot, man. And I'll tell you now, it wouldn't be because we're shite, because we've been shite many a times in the past. And I wouldn't just stop watching because we're shite. There would need to be something really, really bad. Obviously, Celtic have a history of ridiculous, disgusting behaviour in the 70s, which no normal Celtic fan ever condones. I know a lot of Rangers fans like bringing it up in arguments and laughing about it. You know what I'm talking about. But, I mean, that horrifies me what happened back then. But I wasn't even alive and stuff like that. And it's nothing to do with the club. It was just sick individuals that were involved in the club that done that. So I'm not going to lose my love for Celtic because some sick individuals inside the club years and years ago acted like fucking animals. Do you know what I mean? So it would take a lot right now for something to happen. You know, the club would need to do something ridiculous and that. But even at that, the people are, and you know, the people who run the club aren't the club. So I really don't think you're a Celtic fan, mate. I really don't. I'm sorry. It's football is life. I really don't think you're a mate. If Celtic are beaten on Sunday and win, the Celtic may finish fourth. All if buts and maybes, David Boy. All if buts and maybes, mate. I don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. Even if Celtic lose on Sunday, they could still finish first. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it could still happen. There's got to be things happening. Celtic could finish fourth at this point. Celtic could win on Sunday, mate, and finish fourth. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. There's a lot still to happen, bro. A lot. I listen on the radio. Right, okay. Whatever, it's up to you, pal. You know what I mean? It's completely up to you, whatever you want to live your life. I don't get aboard any money either, mate. I don't go to games and stuff like that. But I mean, that's no through kind of no. I don't care what you think. That's fair enough. I don't care what you. I don't care that you don't care what I think. You brought it up, mate, and I'm just having a wee debate with you. That's all. You don't need to be getting all snidey about it.
Hello.
Here comes Corey.
But we are
How you doing, young man?
I'm
How you
not
doing?
bad. Happy.
What did you make of that? What did you make of that performance tonight?
Well, I was expecting a pumping, so I'm happy that it's no.
I'm having a before you get into it, mate. I'm having a wee debate here with football is life. In my opinion, you're a happy clapper. He's called me, right? So because we're having this discussion here, football is life is saying that he's not watched Celtic in 7 months because he doesn't like the board. No, to me, I've said he's not really a Celtic fan because you don't just gee up. You don't just gee up on your club because certain individuals piss you off. Or he said, "I hate this Celtic team as well." As well as what he said, he said it a few other times that he's a Celtic. So my opinion is that he's not a Celtic fan, but he's calling me a happy clapper now. Well, that makes no sense. That makes no sense.
No,
What would it take, Corey, for you to actually give up watching Celtic?
don't know. Quite a lot, to
Exactly.
be honest.
Exactly. I mean, that's why I said it takes more than a board pissing me off or a player being shite or a team being shite. I never said there was a better Celtic fan. Hold on, here was a comment. You're not a better Celtic fan than me. Nobody's a better Celtic fan than anybody. That's all I'm saying. I never said I was a better Celtic fan than you, mate. I never said that. But what I'm saying is I don't believe you are a Celtic fan.
Hating
I
the
really
team's
don't.
a bit strong because I feel like hating the board, I'm with that. I don't really agree with what they've been
Exactly.
doing. See, with the
Exactly.
football operation side of things, they've not really been. They want to be world class at everything, and I feel like they're amateur at that. But I wouldn't turn if it does feel like turning my back on the team if I wasn't watching them because I do feel you need to support them even when it goes through the good times and the bad. But he's entitled to it. If he's not happy Celtic fan, then you can't really. There's nothing really that's got. Maybe he's just used to the success sort of thing because I feel like I'm maybe part of that generation. It's just used to success.
Mm.
Feeling trebles is a wee bit more the standard that you need to get all the time instead of realising it's actually quite hard to get treble season after season. And but I
No,
keep
but
it.
his point here is right. He says, I agree with the protests, the boycotts, and everything. Right now, that's a completely separate thing, though. Football is life. What I'm trying to say to you is, if you say to me, I don't go to the games anymore, and I don't support the team, and I don't give the board any money, what you said earlier on, right? Of you don't give the board any money, that is a completely separate thing, mate. I don't go to games. I don't give the board money. I don't buy the merchandise. I don't do things like that, right? However, for me to say, you know what, I'm not even going to look at a Celtic score, I'm not going to watch a single minute of a Celtic game or watch any highlights or, ask somebody how the game is or whatever, that I just couldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Nah, I couldn't do it.
I don't think a Celtic fan, a proper fan of a club could do that, is what I'm saying.
No, I couldn't do it myself. Like I've seen, I haven't seen it as bad as you, Jamie. You're a wee bit older than me. You can remember the 90s, but I remember some stinking Celtic teams in my time watching them. But I still watch them. But I do get that it'd be the protests and the boycotts and stuff. I was like, they've got a point to a certain extent. I don't know if it's maybe hindering the team, but it's the only way really your voice is going to get heard. But I wouldn't say that I would necessarily hate Celtic because of it or the Celtic team. He just frozen me, ain't he? Mm-hmm. What's happening, people?
Can you hear me?
I just can't see you.
Can you see me?
Nah,
Some people may say that's a good thing, mate.
but
That you can't see me.
well, that's up for debate, my
Um,
friend.
um, I think you had a wee bit of power cut there, one of the light went out, I don't know if we're on again.
Oofed. You forgot to pay your lecky.
I was just a wee power cut, me. I don't know what happened. If he hasn't watched them in 7 months, he's like one of the dole bums that wear an old Rangers top.
Is that a bit harsh?
That
Keep
is a
it.
bit harsh. That is a bit harsh, to be fair. I mean, I don't
I,
mean it like that. I just don't
I,
really think.
I get it to an, I do get it to an extent. Like he's not a happy supporter, which 99.9% of Celtic fans aren't they? But I couldn't do it personally.
Well,
Not
he
like
said that he watched the highlights here, so he's changed his tune completely. What you said was you've no watched Celtic in 7 months, mate. That's what you said originally. So what's it to be? Anyway, Corey. Anyway, let's get to the night's game, mate. Sorry, I interrupted you just while me and
Sorry.
football is life were arguing. What did you
Yeah,
make of the
sorry.
game?
I thought we played all right. Like I said, I thought we were going to get a pumping. I thought we were going to get a showing up. But I feel like we went out in Europe with our heads held a high to an extent. I know we still lost with 2 goals in aggregate, but I thought the performance, especially with the team that started, like we were in working our head out the team, and I just thought, nah, he just gave up in the Europa League. He's not really caring. He's got his eyes set on Sunday and stuff like that. But there's some of the players that did start. I thought Adamu was really good, especially the first half. I thought McCown took his goal really well and thought it was probably his best performance I've seen him in a good wee while. I was quite impressed with the goalkeeper when he was called upon. I felt like he done really well and he seemed a bit more demanding. He seemed a bit more quicker. I don't know if that's maybe due to the fact that everyone kind of knows Schmeichel isn't really the fittest goalkeeper. And I don't really know if that's really anything to do with it, but I thought I thought the players that did play and start, like Murray, I thought he done all right, and Donovan, I thought he done all right. So there was more of a surprising first half the way we performed. Thought we done really well. Second half, it was kind of touch and go. I felt like we kind of, I don't know if it was a bit of tiredness or maybe Stuttgart just kind of upped their game, but we still defended really well and still had some chances, not as much as the first half, but we still had some chances, still defended well. So it's probably the best we could probably have asked for, especially with the uphill battle with the 3 goals. But going over there, getting our first result in Germany and all, first win, which is always a kind of good thing to have for confidence wise, that you're that first team who done that. So hopefully it just takes a bit of confidence, it gives us a bit of confidence to take into Sunday, and hopefully that just takes care of itself, to be honest.
Mate, I can't say I disagree with much of what you said, to be honest. I mean, I think the players you mentioned were really good. I think that I thought Dane Murray had a pretty decent game, but I agree with your sort of Salo thing. I think when he was called upon, he did really well. He kept a clean sheet, which obviously helps, and I think that he will now be in between the sticks on Sunday. I actually think that performance tonight, getting a clean sheet in Germany, mate, will actually make him number one on Sunday, which is surprising. I think if we'd have got pumped tonight, then he obviously wouldn't have been. But the fact he's kept a clean sheet and the fact that
Mm.
we've played a decent game, I think he actually will put him in there on Sunday. I could be wrong, but
I don't
I was
agree
just
with that.
saying,
I think he was kind of resting Schmeichel, maybe get him out the fire line a wee bit, but I do agree that Martin O'Neill probably has him more in his thoughts now.
hmm,
Like, look at that performance. Maybe he just thought, just see how he goes, not really having any hopes on him. But with that performance, maybe you're right, maybe he'll have that think that, should I start him or should I go back to Casper? Personally, I would like to see Sinisalo in it because I feel if Stuttgart's a better team than Rangers. I think quality wise, the way they play, I think they're better than Rangers, and I feel if he can do a good performance there, Martin O'Neill's a good man manager. You just go up to him, do same again, just do the same again. That's it, and nothing over the top, nothing too technical. Just same again as you done on Thursday, and you should be fucking fine. But we'll see.
obviously on Sunday there is going to be certain players that come back, i.e. Liam Scales, Kieran Tierney, Arajo. Um, Obviously, I think Benjamin Negan will get back in the team. But is there anybody else apart from Sinisalo that you think staked a claim for Sunday?
I would say Dane Murray, but I know that's a bigger risk. I feel that's a bigger risk than Schmeichel if we started Murray instead of Scales. I felt that Celtic looked a wee bit more capable with the ball. I thought we were a wee bit more quicker with the ball. And I do think, see, when it's the passing for the back, I think Scales takes too much a touch. He just takes one or two too many touches, and the players can kind of press him a wee bit, and he gets a wee bit flustered. But I thought, I obviously trust he's not playing, but I felt like that dynamic was a lot better. I thought Murray was just, I'm defending, you do what you want with the ball. Could it work with Scales? I don't know. I just think Scales is just a wee bit too much a liability with the ball. Um, but maybe Adamu, I think maybe the way he pressed him, I thought the way he just kind of had his body, but used his body well, if you know what I mean, in the first half especially. And I think if he'd done that, you know, like in the Cauldron that is Ibrox, he could probably get a good few fouls, get us up the park a wee bit quicker. I thought, I think maybe he was a bit better than Big Tam. Can't remember his last name, can't remember how to pronounce it, but I think he was a lot better. And I think when he came off, he did notice a bit of a difference. So I maybe say he's got a good claim to be in the starting 11 on Sunday.
I'm with you on Big Tam, mate. I think again, I don't think he showed much again tonight, man. I think he's
Yeah.
people are saying he's hard up playing. That's good. I don't even really see that, to be honest, mate. I think that he's a very bang average football player. I've kind of made my mind up about it now. Even when he gets in the right positions and that, he can't take them properly, and I just don't think a big man gives you enough going forward at all.
I think he'd do
Um,
well if it was two strikers. I think he would do well,
mm,
but then again, I don't think Martin O'Neill would play with two strikers.
nah, no.
Nah, he's
Well,
kind of
he
set the
did
way
for the
that he's
last
going
kind of
to
five,
play.
10 minutes tonight, but I mean, he had to, didn't he?
He just wanted to go for it. That's that different kettle. Maybe Sunday, if it is 0-0 last 10 minutes, maybe he'll change it and have Adamu and Big Tam up front. But I don't really see that happening. Usually he keeps to his structure and maybe just egg them on a wee bit more. But you never know.
So would you go for Scales and Murray at centre half then?
I would, but what I'm saying with just the way Scales has the ball, I just feel that he's just a bit of a liability, and you're kind of making Murray's job a wee bit harder. I think Trusty's not really the best defender, but I think he's better with the ball than Scales. But I think it's the opposite with Scales. I think he's a better defender, and he's not really good with the ball. So I think that's why he did that dynamic work tonight. But I would probably I would have to because there's no other really centre backs we've got. So I think it would be maybe Scales and Murray, but I don't know how nervy I will be. I think I will be quite nervy with Scales and Murray. Just due to Scales, not really Murray.
No, I mean it's got to be tough what he does because if he decides, I thought Sriracha had a really good game tonight, so it's like got to be tough
Mhm.
to it's got to be tough to drop him and all. You know what I mean? So would they go down the whole Tierney centre half road alongside Scales? Who knows, man? But I agree with you. I think Dane Murray, the experience tonight, obviously playing the 90 minutes and no conceding and that might give that boy a bit of confidence.
That
Maybe,
especially
maybe.
so
Sorry.
I was just going to say, especially at the start of the season with Rodgers throwing him in at Tynecastle and obviously they made the mistakes to cost him a few goals. I think it was a penalty as well we cost him. So that would tarnish anybody's confidence, especially at a young age, he's 21, 22. But to come back in a European game and perform like that, it's like he must have a bit about him, like even character wise, like he's got that determination. That he's been out of the team for so long and they're like, right, you're starting and he's like sound game face and he done really well, didn't really put a foot wrong. So there might be something in them. So you never know.
That's what I was just thinking there before you'd said that was maybe Dane Murray maybe has got something about him. I mean, the things you're talking about, the time castle and stuff, what you're talking about there is all in all, he didn't have a good match, right? But he done the basics okay at Tynecastle. But what he did is he makes stupid mistakes. And, maybe that can be coached out of him. As you say, he's still a young guy. I think it was Braga, was through and goal at Tynecastle and he fouled. He just dived in and kind of fouled him. It was a clear penalty. And you're like, well, maybe new, like if Martin O'Neill coaches him properly, know to dive in and
Right.
maybe if he just kind of screws ahead a wee bit, gains a bit of experience in that maybe there is a player in there somewhere. Because the night I thought he was excellent. That block, mate. See in the
Aye.
second half. The second
Phenomenal.
half, the boy was about to tap it in, man. He dived right in and made a block. I mean, that's no a shite player that does things like that.
Thought he was really good with our corners as well. He looked quite
Aye.
like a demanding centre back and like you said, getting that all the tiny mistakes coached out of him. Think about the defenders Martin O'Neill had. I mean, he had Mialbi, he had Bobo. They were really good defenders, and they'd done the basics right. So maybe he's seen something. I'm not saying that Murray's going to end up like a Bobo or a Mialbi,
Aye.
but maybe
Aye.
he's just seen this. He's got something about him. Just have wee words in his ear. Just like he says, don't dive in. Just think about it for a second. Maybe like just having a wee. And Martin O'Neill's probably the best coach around that you could probably have to mentor you. I mean, he's the best coach in my generation. By a country mile. Just the way he operates, the way he loves the club, the way he just wants the best for the club. You can
Mm.
see it the way he is in the pitch. You can see it the way he is just talking. about the club, about the team, and all that sort of stuff. So he's got the
Yeah,
best mentor there to coach him.
definitely, mate. I just want to get a few of these comments.
Right?
Football is life. I want to say I'm sorry if I came across this argumentative earlier, and just have a strong opinion as well, mate. It's just a bit different news. Listen, mate, I've no fell out with you. You've no fell out with me. We've no had. What we had was a debate, right? So it just kind of annoyed me a wee bit when you said, "Oh, I hate this team and I've not watched them in 7 months." To me, that just comes across as somebody throwing in a towel against a team that you supposedly support. Do you know what I mean? And I don't really agree with that. So I totally get your, if you don't go to games, you don't give them any money, and you decide, I don't want to, give this kind of team any more money, this club any more money right now. I get that, mate, but you kind of came across as if you were like, you know what, I'm not even watching them anymore. I'm taking nothing to do with them and that. And to me, because I could never do that, I just thought, well, I don't really think you're much of a Celtic fan then. So I
I
don't
think
mean any disrespect either, brother. It's just, it is your opinion to do whatever you want to do, but I just felt that you weren't really showing that you were a Celtic fan there. That's all.
it's hard to tell like what tone he's doing with messages. Like it could be
Aye,
argumentative, but he's maybe writing that like no, I'm just meaning
aye,
it. That's the meaning a lot, but it's hard to tell with messages. I mean,
aye, man, defo. Listen, no hard feelings anyway, mate. We're all good. We're all good. Um, Tam, how you doing, bro? Think Hearts are getting carried away with being at the top. Can see Aberdeen getting a result of them, mate. I done a TikTok about it earlier on. How can Aberdeen get something at Hearts, and obviously they can. Obviously
mm.
Aberdeen aren't in the best of form and all that, but it's like we're in we're almost in March here, right? And it's like nobody can believe that things can't happen in Scottish football. Look at this season, man. Look at everything that's happened. Did you expect Hibs to beat Celtic at home? Did you expect Rangers to get a 2-each draw by Livingston? Did you expect Dundee to get a draw at Ibrox? Did you expect St Mirren to beat Hearts? Did you know what I mean? These things, there's going to be loads and loads of things still to come, man.
Aye, definitely. I think, like you said, that this season's just been so mental, so unpredictable. We picked a good full season to do a podcast. I think
Aye, without a doubt,
for
mate.
full season, it's the most mental we've probably been in about 30, 40 years.
I
But
know.
Aberdeen could quite well get a result against Hearts. I don't see it personally, but they could easily do it. But like you said, we're in March. The split's not happened yet. There's going to be so much twist and turns. I still aren't confident that Celtic could win the league. Just I don't know. I just they could surprise me because obviously the amount of twists and turns. But I just right now I'm not confident that Celtic will get the league trophy back home. But you never
Has
know.
has tonight gave you a wee bit more confidence for Sunday?
Not really,
No.
because just for the fact that especially this season, it feels like anytime I get my hopes up with Celtic, if something just aye, they just capitulate. Something happens. I know like injuries and all that sort of stuff happen, but sometimes it's just like we're shooting ourselves in the foot. I've I said it before that Celtic have got this self destruct button sometimes, and I feel it's been tapped out to the max a lot this season. This just keeps getting tapped, and that's why I feel why I don't have the confidence that Celtic are going to win the league, because I feel like so many players are so low in confidence. They're not playing like for the majority of this season. Cal McGregor's not really been the player that he usually is. Like Schmeichel's not the player that he usually is. There's obviously we've had Johnson out, Carter Vickers out, we've had Jota out for the majority of the season, so that's three big players there. Maeda's not kicked the ball. Hatati, not really kicked the ball. Negrin, he's scored a lot of goals, but he goes missing in a lot of games. So it's just all that coming together. It's it just doesn't show that this is a title winning squad just like that. But then again, this that result tonight, it could give players like Hatati or even Schmeichel, because he got dropped, that kick up the arse they actually need. And You never know. You never know.
Definitely, mate. Right. Leave it there then.
Aye, go for it.
Right, mate. We'll be back on, guys, on Saturday. Have we decided the time yet, no?
No, I imagine it'd be about afternoon time, about 1 o'clock, I would say.
We're about lunchtime, so we're doing a. What am I calling it? Am I calling it an Old Firm special? Or am I calling it a Glasgow Derby special? What fans do I want to, like, kind of appease the most?
Don't know. You could just say no. I was going to say the Fenians versus the Huns special. Do that one then.
I'm
Cover
not
all
sure that's going to
bases.
work.
Cover
Not
all
sure,
bases.
not sure that's going to work. Aye, well,
I just do the Old Firm. Everyone knows it's the Old Firm.
aye.
Glasgow
So
Derby's
we're
an
doing
Old
an
Firm
Old
winner.
Firm. Aye, we're doing an Old Firm Glasgow Derby special. So if you can make it, guys, run about maybe 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock on Saturday. I'll do a post about it once we confirm my time and stuff. So it'd be really nice to see you there if you can make it, and subscribe if you've not already, guys. All the best. See you soon.
Catch.